Hey everyone, welcome to 2025. We are here bigger, bolder, and stronger, and we are truly grateful to God for life. So, this is amazing 2025. So, I want to say again, welcome. This is the time of the year where everybody is talking about new year, new resolutions, new year, new goals, new year, new system, new year, new mindset, and most importantly, vision boards. I was watching a video during the course of the week, and then I heard this lady talking about how someone was charging her to pay 350K just for vision boards, just for her vision board rather. And then she was like, is this good person going to tell me about my vision, or maybe I don't have to do anything, everything will just come to me like that automatically, and all of that. But as simple and as funny as that may sound, it is very important for us to have a vision board depending on what you want to do. And then, this time everybody's talking about this year, this is what I want to achieve. I remember when I was still young, and then you start telling your friends that, okay, this year I'm not going to do this for you, are going to be doing this yourself, and all of that. And you know that sometimes we stick to it, and then before we know it, after like 2 3 months, we get tired of all of this, and then we return back to our old self, the way we used to do things before. And at the end of the year, you start asking yourself, what have I really achieved this year? But this is what I said I want to do. Did I really do it? What stopped me? And that is because you've really done so much. You really put down so many things you want to achieve that before you know it, after like 2 3 months, you start to feel overwhelmed, and then you just give up. You just feel like whatever life throws at me, that is what I want to do. But this year is going to be different for us because this is the year we do things differently. So this year I like to go by the word intentionality and consistency, and I think it's something each and every one of us can also imbibe into our habit or whatever we want to do. For example, I know this time you see a lot of people that will telling you the next 6 months, this is what I want to be doing, and this is what I want to achieve. And in the next 21 days, in the next 3 months, and all of this is what I want to do, and all of that. As far as those things are good, but it has the way of making you feel overwhelmed. But when you tell yourself that this is what I want to do, and I will be intentional about my actions, my steps, the way I do things, the way I react to things, and all of that. And you are consistent with it. Before you know it, you will keep getting better at it because there is this ease that comes with you being consistent. And then I know it takes a lot of effort and courage to be consistent, but I tell you that it is that courage that the courage you need, it's the courage to start. By the time you start doing all of those things, you will discover that you don't have to put so much effort to be consistent, because you will start to see great results, and you will do less, and then you will achieve more. So being consistent means that you are building a personal brand for yourself. Come to think of it, when you are doing birthdays or maybe end of the year party, and then they are telling you to come and mimic one of your bosses, or maybe you are called to mimic one of the celebrants, and then you will see the crowd clapping, say, oh, that is truly this person, that is the way she behaves, that is the way he reacts to things. Because in unknowingly you are building a personal brand. It is not until you have like a small business that people know that, okay, this is your brand name. You registered it with CAC, or maybe you register it legally, and then people are saying, oh, we are talking about this brand, this is what she sells, and all of that. Personally, the way you talk, the way you react to things, your body language, your tone, and everything, it's your personal brand. Whether you are intentionally creating it or not, people know that this is what you do. For example, you are working in a corporate environment, and they will tell you that when you have promotion, when promotion, maybe they are doing appraisal, you are not always there. You only get to see the result, and the result is about what people are saying about you and what they have seen you do over time. And when someone is saying, do you think Lara will be able to do this? And someone else is saying, I know her, she will be able to do it. And someone else is saying, no, she cannot do it. Because they have watched you over time, unknowingly to you. And that is why one time they have problem, there are some people that you cannot afford to lose in your life, because they know, you know that they always have creative solution. There was a time I was asking some of my friends, I said, what do you think I can do that I have not started doing? Like, it could be, maybe you believe that if I own a particular business, I will do well at it. And maybe personally, I believe I cannot do it well. But because of the way they've seen me handle things, they are in the best position to tell me what I can do better and what I cannot do better. Or maybe there's something I'm doing and they feel like this is not who you are. I think if you do it this way, or maybe you have done this, you will do it better. I might not have that self-awareness to that extent, but because I have people around me that can always tell me this is what I want to do, this is what I think you should do, I will be able to consider it and believe in myself that okay, this is what I want to do. That means when you are being consistent, you give people the power to think about you in a certain way. So it now depends on you whether you want them to want it to be in a positive way or in a negative way. You know, even with your body language, like I said earlier, they can always know that, oh, this body language is what this person is means. This person means. So when you are being consistent, that means you are showing up for yourself, and then you are imbibing this discipline into yourself that this is what I want to achieve, and whatever it is, I'm not going to give any excuse. The thing is, this is what has to be done, and it has to be done. Whether you have to delegate, whether you have to acquire new skill, whether you have to read more books, whether you have to anything you have to do. But this thing, I'm getting it done. It is about, and when you are being consistent, it helps you to attract opportunities. And it's not always you looking for opportunities every time. There are some opportunities that the way you live, the way you say things, you will just attract them automatically. And then when those things are coming, there's these videos that is trending now that people will tell you, I need a doctor, or I need a plumber to do this for me, and they say, I can do it now. It's kind of funny, but it's not funny because that is a way of telling people that, you see, every opportunity that comes my way this year, I'm going to grab it. Every opportunity that comes, I'm going to grab it. So it's about you being committed to lifelong learning, that this is what I want to do. And when you are committed to that learning, you will get the acquired skills, you will get the right people on your way as they are going. It's not always people that will always tell you, it's not every time that it will always be about people that want to get something from you. As you are moving, you also see people that are higher than you, that you want to get something from, and before you know it, you are growing, you are achieving whatever you want to achieve. So it helps you to stay disciplined and see the growth and the most important impact on yourself. You want to be consistent with your life to live a meaningful life. You will live a meaningful life, because when you have an opportunity, when you attract those opportunities, then there are some things that maybe it's your financial goal, and then you know that okay, this is what you want to achieve. But when you attract bigger opportunities, you see that financial goal, you are going to crash it. You are going to get it. You see that budgeting, you are going to get whatever you want to get just by being consistent. So, like last year I was committed to learning a skill a month, and all of these skills, I know that these things are something relating to my work, and they are things I want to. I know I'm not so good at. So I last year I dedicated each month to learning a skill, and it eventually pays off, because it was just as if I the opportunities that I know that will be waiting for me. By the time I started learning all of those things, and then I know that this is what I want to do, I started learning. That was when I started getting opportunities in a lot of those areas. So somehow, I started attracting those opportunities to my way. And then this year, instead of you saying, this is what I want to do, and then before you know it, after like 2 3 months, you get overwhelmed. Be consistent about the things you want to do, about your actionable goals, about the things you want to be doing every time, just to ensure that you achieve that goal. And before you know it, maybe you set that goals to be, for example, if you are a business owner, and then you told yourself that okay, before the end of this year, I want to sell like 100 of this product, and you are consistent about telling people about what you do. You are consistent about reading marketing books. You are consistent about consuming materials that deals with marketing, and then following people that are so much known in the marketing sector, and then you are committed to learning from them, and you start telling people this is what we do. You start posting it every day, and people know that, oh, this product is really working. There is no how you will not even exceed that 100 that you targeted for yourself. And by the time and by the time you have more than 100, or maybe more than the number of products you say you are going to sell in a year, then that means you have crossed your goals. And that's what consistency does. By the time you are consistent with what you are doing, it attracts goodness to you. So it's a way of you building your personal brand. There are some people now that, for example, if you talk about Coca-Cola, you know that you talk about Coca-Cola, you know their products. If you talk about Chivita, you know they have different products in the market, and that's what we want to be known for. There are some products that there are some people that there are some companies that they are doing the same product, but when you mention them, people will need to ask you twice, what do they produce? Before you know, oh, that is what it is. But because you let people know you are not shy about it, you are doing things differently, because you cannot be doing the same thing and then you expect a better result. It's not possible. If you expect a great result, then that means you have to do some things differently. For example, there are some things you can also do that will help you to be consistent. Maybe you can try to set a reward system for yourself. Maybe if you are halfway to your goals, you are going to do this for yourself. Something that makes you happy. It can be something as little as something as little as making your hair, maybe changing your style, to going shopping for yourself and all of that. And one of the things that has helped me, that I've seen the result over the years through consistency, is when I was in school. You know, during my 100 level days, during my 100 level days, there is this all these counseling units that will come, and then they will teach you what to do on campus, how to approach your school, your lecturers, how to read your books and all of that. And then there is this woman that was saying, if you are finding any course difficult to do, if you are finding any course difficult, then that means that is an indication for you to be consistent in reading. So, and those times when I was in school, my plans were always about my academics. Okay, I want to, this is the result I want to, and every semester you tell yourself, this is what I want to achieve at the end of the semester. So there was a time I was finding a course difficult, and then the lecturer, it was statistics, and then the lecturer was saying, this course is always difficult, it's only for people that always have distinction and all of that. And then I told myself, I said, you see this course, I'm going to get distinction, because other people that have been passing it, it's not as if they have two heads. So what I did around that time was that I was always reading that post every day. So I will ensure, whether I was in class then or maybe when I get home, I will ensure that I read at least 2 or 3 pages of that book, and I will ensure that I understand. And then at that point, when I see people having difficulty with that course, to the best of my knowledge around that time, I will teach them that, okay, this is what I've learned. I think if you use this hack, you can always get what you want to get. And that was what I started doing. So I discovered when I was doing all of those things, when I was teaching other people, I was having a better understanding of the course. And during the exam, I was able to get distinction. I think I got 80, 82 or so in that course around that time. And that is what consistency does. There is nothing you are consistent about that you not get a greater result, even more than your imagination, because everything will come to you at ease when you start that. And because I don't want this video to be too long, and then if there is any other thing, we always discuss it in the next video. It will bring me to, I want to recommend this book for us, and that is The Habit of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. And one of the acts that stood out for me then was Begin with the End in Mind. When I started reading every day, just for me to have decision in that course, I already envisaged the end from the beginning. I know at the end of the at the end of the semester, I don't want to be like, oh, assuming I've dedicated more time, I will have had this grade. But I had that end in mind, so I started doing what I was supposed to do, and I was consistent with it. And the more I read it that time, I was having a better understanding of the course, and it was difficult for me to just neglect it like that. And during the exam, I have that confidence that when I get to the exam, I was going to get it. And that is what I want us to imbibe this year. That is the culture I want us to imbibe this year. What is that thing that you feel like it is difficult for you, and before you know it, you will get a great result when you are consistent with it. Maybe last year you set that goal for yourself that you're going to achieve it, but along the line you felt overwhelmed, and then you feel like, oh, I'm going to be achieving it next year. This is the new year that you say you are going to achieve it. Please don't procrastinate. Be intentional about your steps, your actions, the things you do, and then the way you react to things. And I believe that this year is going to be a great year for us. So please, if you are a new subscriber here, please don't forget to subscribe and then turn on your notification bell so that you get notified anytime I drop a new video. And this is to your growth this year. I will see you in the next video. Bye.